Hello, and welcome to datadrivenshipping.com. Thank you for registering with us. Today, I'll walk you through how you download data and how you import that data into a couple different contact management services. Today, we will go through Google Contacts, Apple Contacts, and Outlook. So let's go ahead and get started. So when you register or log in, you will be taken to the Data Driven Shipping download homepage. From here, you'll scroll down and use this search section to search for the data. So first, you can choose from a number of different fields in order to filter the data. So for the first search, let's try looking for carriers. We'll go ahead and look for carriers in San Diego. Now you can always just do one search filter. So if you want to just look for carriers and have us show you all of the carriers in our database, you could do that search. Just keep in mind when you're waiting for things to download, so when you're waiting for the search results to show up and the whole file to download, and then also when you're waiting to import that data into, say, your Google Contact or something like that, it's going to be a huge file and it could move a lot slower. So we recommend actually breaking it down into more specific searches, like how I did here, carriers in San Diego or maybe carriers in California, and then do a couple different searches from there. You do get unlimited data downloads, so you can come back and do as many searches as you want. So you might as well go ahead and take advantage of that. You will actually have to do this if you are wanting to import into Salesforce, because Salesforce limits their data imports to 500 rows. So you want to make sure if you do plan to use Salesforce that you add enough filters to get it down to about 500 rows. Cool. But for this search, we'll go ahead and do carriers in San Diego. We'll click search. And then it gives you a little preview of the data that you'll download. So it gives you, about 15 or so lines. You can take a look at those. If you like it, you'll go ahead and click continue. And this is where you get to choose what type of file you would like to export it for. For our one, we're going to go ahead and click Google Contacts. It's the first contact management service that I will go through. So we'll do Google Contacts. But keep in mind that you could also do a regular Excel file if you wanted to just look at the complete raw data and then, use it for whatever you want to use it for. Because say your contact management service isn't listed here, you could download the full Excel form and import it using Excel or the CSV form. So you could definitely just get the raw data, not even import it to a contact management service, and do what you want with it by clicking Excel, and it will give you the same download link here. So for Google Contacts, we'll go ahead and click that. That's when it will actually start downloading the data to your computer. So as you can see, I'll go up here to the download section, and I got a CSV file. Now this CSV is specially formatted to import easily into Google Contacts. So even though if I clicked Outlook or Apple, I would get a CSV, they are formatted differently. So we'll just keep that in mind. All right, so step one, you download the data from datadrivenshipping.com. Now to import it into Google Contacts, you'll go ahead and get into your Google Mail account. And I'm going to go over here and select Contacts. You can also just go directly to contacts.google.com. That will bring you to your contacts page as well. So go ahead and go up here and click Import. And we're going to choose that file that we just selected. That would be this one here. And we'll click Import. Now Google's kind of funny because it may look like it hasn't done anything, but Google just sort of thinks and then it uploads everything right away. So as you can see, we got almost 4,500 contacts downloaded into our Google Contacts account. And they're all here. So that was Google Contacts. Now we'll go back to our site and we'll do a different search here. And let's say we are looking for shippers, and we're looking for shippers with a fleet size of, say, let's pick 45 to 55. So that's what we're looking for this search. Now you can certainly add more fields as well. So if you wanted to, look for them just in California or just with a certain zip code, you could certainly do that as well. Cool. So we got a little preview here. We'll go ahead and click continue. And for this one, we will actually do the Apple Contacts one, and we'll see what that looks like. All right, we'll click the file to download. It'll now be the most recent one in our download section. And let's go ahead and import that into the contacts on my computer here, since I'm using a Mac. So we'll open up contacts. We will select File, Import. And then we'll go ahead and go over to the download section, which we are. And we'll select that most recent download there, that most recent CSV. We'll click Open. And the beautiful thing is that we have already taken care of making sure these fields will be mapped, so you don't have to go through it and match certain fields to other fields. It'll do it automatically for you. All you have to do is click OK. And Apple will think for a second. And there you go. Now you have all those contacts that you just downloaded in your Apple Contacts. And of course, if you're using an iPhone or an iPad, those contacts will sync over as well. Cool. So we'll go ahead and do the last search here. I'll show you how to import them using Outlook. So we'll go ahead and do entity type again. This time we'll look for brokers. And we will go ahead and look for brokers in, say, Las Vegas. All right, so in our preview, we see that there are all in Las Vegas. Click continue. And this one we'll go ahead and do Outlook. Great. So now we have another file here. This is our most recent one. It is the Outlook file. And we'll head over to live.com, which is what I'm using for Outlook. And we'll go ahead and go over to the people section. You can also just go to people.live.com as well. And then we'll go ahead and click the Start Import. Here we're going to select Other. And we're going to choose that file that we just downloaded, so the most recent downloads file. And we'll upload. And keep in mind, it may process for a little while because we are working with, large data files. That's why I recommended sort of shortening them when you can. Then you don't have to wait as long for it to process. But if you don't mind waiting, then you can have those longer data files. Perfect. And now Outlook will give you a little preview of the data that you'd like to download. Of the data that you'd like to import. And if it looks good to you, just go ahead and click Import. And here it'll run it down for you. As I said before, we're trying to import almost 4,500 contacts, which is a lot, so it'll break it down for you step by step. All right, and once it's done, you'll get this import successful message. You'll go ahead and click OK. And there you are. all of your contacts will be imported accordingly. And that's how it works. So if you'd like help on importing Salesforce data and also Yahoo Contacts data, which I did not go over in this video, feel free to check out the Data-Driven Shipping Data Export Manual, which goes through how you download data and how you import it into each one of these services in more detail. And thanks again.